Hey everyone, Cody, Menz here, and Levi. Uh, Basically, this video is going to be about Frontline and Steel Hunter Wargaming. Just released some articles detailing some info for what we can expect this year from both modes. They announced the tanks that you can get from it, and pretty much they're calling it Expedition, so World of Tanks Expedition this year. And there's a video in this article. There's also the full article explaining it as well. The video goes over a little bit more info than the actual article though, and I'm gonna go over just a couple little things about the tanks and just kind of the general characteristics. In any event though, so what they're doing is there's gonna be 4 iterations of Frontline and 4 Steel Hunter, and basically from each stage you can get a maximum of 3 tokens, and it's 12 tokens per tank. There's the AE Phase 1, the Char Future or Futur 4, and Object 777 version 2. So French medium tank, Russian heavy tank, and the American heavy from last year. So you can get up to 2 of the tanks. You can't get all 3. So if you don't own the AE Phase 1 already from last year, you only can get 2 out of 3. And with the tokens, you can choose to play a little bit of Frontline and a little bit of Steel Hunter and just say get up to 12 tokens throughout the whole year and get one of the tanks. Or if you complete all of the basically a lot of tokens that you can get both of the new tanks. If you already have the AE Phase 1, you can pick 2 out of 3. So that's nice in a way. Basically how we're going to see them release, which it's in the video. I'm not going to play the video though. They have Frontline slated for March, to begin in March. Who knows if it's going to be 1 week or 2 weeks? Who exactly knows? I have no clue. It looks like you can get up to, I believe it was like 15 levels or something in Frontline to rank up. So it looks like they're possibly changing around, basically how you rank up and how that works in Frontline. But basically one's going to be in March. They have 2 for April, which is weird. So I guess that leads, makes me believe like they're only going to be 1 week long a piece like we had last year. But basically half of April seems like it's going to be Frontline. I hope everyone's ready to grind. That's a little strange. And then there's one for May. They're not exactly set in stone. Basically it just said definitely March. We're going to see Frontline start. And then Steel Hunter was going to begin in August, September, October, and then November for Steel Hunter. So we're only going to get Frontline in the beginning of the year, Steel Hunter in the end of the year. They're not going to swap back and forth, which is what I thought they were going to do, because it seems kind of weird to do one and then do the other. Maybe they know something that we don't know, but in any event, that's what they're going with for now. So basically when it comes down to it, most of you guys know about Frontline. You can respawn 30v30 battles. They didn't say anything about the tiers, but I would assume tier 8. They showed a lot of like tier 10s in the actual video playing, which I don't know if that's like a hint. Maybe they're changing things up. Don't exactly know. I guess we'll find out when they release more info. Now when it comes to the tanks, you can obviously see 2 of the tanks in your garage here, and the last one I'm going to pull up. This is tanks.gg. This is the basically the new tier 9 French premium medium tank, the Char Future 4. In any event though, the AE Phase 1 balance wise, it's basically a little bit better at hold down than an M103. The turret's a little bit better. It's also, I believe, just a pinch less accurate. I think the DPM might be a little bit higher. But more or less, the AE Phase 1 is closest to the M103, but it's a better hold down tank because the armor works out a little bit better on the turret. It's not, perfect, but, it's a little bit, tankier than the M103 is. The Object 777 version 2 has actually been in the game files for years now. It used to be a tier 10, basically Russian heavy tank, and they've just never released it. I think this tank is minimum like 6 or 7 years in the making. They down tiered it to tier 9 last year. All these tanks are going to get the built-in large repair kit that comes with them, like the AE Phase 1. But more or less, being down tiered, this has, you know, decent gun as far as, you know, it's a little punchy, 440 alpha, but it's not anything super crazy. Very, very poor gun depression, which the Char Future is going to disappear for a second here. Overall, it's a little bit derpy. DPM, you know, isn't the best, but this tank, really what you're going to be getting from it is the armor seems pretty decent. It's not the best armor, don't get me wrong, especially because you don't really have much gun depression. So like I'll preview the tank here in a second. And when it comes to the mobility of it, like it has a little bit better top speed than say the A Phase 1, but a little bit less specific power. So this is just a really low silhouette. The V range isn't the best either. Low silhouette, you know, a little bit of a punchy gun, and you know, kind of like a really quirky, unique tank. It seems pretty well balanced. The armor, getting into a little viewer here, because I know a lot of people probably don't know much about the Object 777 version 2. You know, the armor is nothing super special, but the upper glacis, given the small size of the tank, is really angled, so it is pretty tough. And Russian turret, you know, it's pretty strong, but it's actually a little bit worse than, you know, most Russian turrets, to be honest. The cupolas aren't super super strong, but you know, they're a little large for a Russian tank, still small generally speaking, and the overall turret isn't anything special. They did note that this tank and also the French are not 100% finished balancing. They're probably close to what we'll see, but they do say that they might do some changes. But the main feature of this tank is basically being a very, very small profile. The side armor isn't too bad either, you know, generally speaking. Like, this is almost just like a different take on a Russian medium, I feel like, more than, you know, a Russian heavy tank. This is definitely going to be an issue back here if they don't remove this, and if this counts as part of the hitbox. That thing's gigantic. Granted, you can pin it anyway from the side. In any event, getting to the last tank, I wanted to keep this short and sweet because it's really just a little, you know, like info video. The Char Future, it's basically a different take on the basically, what is it, the French medium and light tank line. Sorry, it's a little early here for me, I'm still waking up. Basically, you have a 4-round clip. It's pretty accurate, aiming time's not bad either. So like if you already have like the Batchat 25T line, the AMX 13105 line, this tank basically kind of is nestled in between those lines as far as how it's going to play. It's not necessarily like the mediums with the gigantic clips, and it's not necessarily like the light tanks with, you know, a little bit smaller clips. It's somewhere just kind of smushed in the center, like 390 damage per shot, pretty good penetration, and like I said, the accuracy, aiming time's pretty good. And when it comes to the top speed, you know, 60 kilometers an hour is pretty good. Power to weight is really good. And, you know, it's pretty much going to be able to zip around pretty fast. And obviously the armor view range isn't super special as well. That's, you know, who knows, 380 is not the best out there, but France doesn't exactly have the best view range anyway. But in any event, you know, this tank basically is just in between the lights and the mediums for France. And, you know, it seems pretty decent. I don't think they'll change that tank much. Like the Object 2 or Object 777 version 2, it's hard to say that tank. I think they might change that a little bit. Like maybe we might see a pinch more armor on the turret, or maybe they'll spruce the gun up a little bit, just because it seems good and it's mainly quirky. But I feel like the armor, it's nothing special. The gun is nothing special. Like, it doesn't have super high alpha, and it also has pretty poor gun depression, low DPM, low accuracy. And, you know, really, that tank doesn't seem 100% complete yet. I think that one will change a little bit. But anyway, you can find the links to the article, or just pop on your respective server and, you know, click on the Frontline Steel Hunter Expedition, whatever it's called, on your respective server article, and take a look at it. But yeah, I guess we at least have some news. April is going to be interesting since apparently there's 2 Frontline events. I don't know why they're doing that, but I guess in basically the summer, maybe they're doing another summer festival and they don't want to run it side by side. I don't know. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice one. See you around.